Hello there. Once again, this is Anton from Anton Bay. Thank you for stopping by the collection room. Today we're taking a look at some more Femforce comics. Now it's been a while. I have completed the 1 through issue 100 run of Femforce, and even though the book goes to 200, I think it's up to 203 or 204 right now. After 100 they get very difficult to get a hold of. Now I'm pretty sure looked at these before, and I've looked at a lot of these before, but never really in order. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead, after looking at the entire series in hindsight, maybe just give these another look. If I have looked at these, it's been years. So this is a black and Heike cover. I love Heike's, or Bill Black's, the way he draws everything. You also got C. Bradford Gorby working on this one. And there is definitely something that changed in the books after 100, and things just feel different. But I thought I would give these a flip and kind of see just how much changed. We're in a black and white era now, which usually just means they couldn't afford to publish it in color. I would say the structure of the book feels a little different. The covers are very thick, almost a thin cardboard paper, and then you got like regular newsprint inside. But never had a problem with that. It's a change, and even from a book that goes through so many changes in the way that it's produced, it feels like it flexes quite often. But I don't know, I wanted to give these another fair shake and kind of put them in the order of the series. And I'd nearly forgotten that I had these. I just wanted to kind of give them a once over. That is some weird shading. Like, your inker has made some of these pages very difficult to see what's happening. It's like a little maybe overdone. I could critique small stuff like that, but I mean, there we are right back at the beginning. Dinosaur, love that. But, you know, there's not much point in critiquing some of this stuff when I'm just so glad to have the books, you know? I mean, I know what they were dealing with a lot of ways. Wasn't what all the other industries had. So, you know, plus I don't know if you consider it an independent title at this point. It doesn't feel like one. But then again, it probably was getting that kind of distribution and probably having to fight the same battles that a lot of independent publishers were, simply because they weren't Marvel and DC. Shingilla, and she's gigantic. And who is drawing this one? This looks a little bit different. It's drawing Sylvia Sin of the Femforce, directed, photographed. I'm guessing this is Mark Heike art. This actually looks very similar to a lot of what we're seeing in modern Femforce right now. That type of art style, so. And of course, Heike is a big part of that. It's a little on the cheesy side, and you got a lot of times very thick, dark lines. Yeah, besides, being big is our shtick, not yours. Very good point, since a lot of, you know, you got your giant battles. You don't need another giant woman, although this is a reoccurring thing. We do have a lot of giantesses in this series. Very cool. Dory Lawn, She-Cat. I should probably find the year real quick, just as a reference. Let's see, 1997. Feels kind of like a book from the 80s for a 1997. Issue 102. I've pointed it out the last time probably that I looked at it, this giant swastika on the cover. There's just 3 of them and everybody's chained to them. I don't know, it's just crazy and ridiculous. And I don't know, I couldn't. Also, 1997, $4.95 for a comic. Dang, that is steep. That is tough. Like, that is a tough buy. You've got to be a devout fan at that point. I would love to pick them up off the shelf at that, but you know, in 97 at $4.95, considering I can get brand new issues of Femforce for $5.95 right now, and they're color and on gloss pages. This was, they were asking a lot of their readers at the time, but that is the battle of small publishing distributions. All of your smaller publishers had to charge more in order to get their product out. They didn't have all the pluses and the stranglehold on some of the distribution that Marvel and DC had. This is good looking stuff. I love this stuff. I did not look to see who the artist was in this. It looks like Gorby stuff to me, or at least mostly. I look back. Dick Ayers and C. Bradford Gorby. Okay. Dick Ayers does really good stuff. I appreciate his stuff. And I, of course, mentioned Gorby's artwork a lot because he did a lot of covers in the 70s and 80s issues. Actually, I guess it would have been sooner, earlier than that. Issues in the 50s and 60s, I think he was doing covers fairly regular then, too. If I remember right. It's all a blur to me when you're looking at it in such hindsight. The Big Deal, more giant stuff. Eric Coyle? Not familiar with Eric Coyle. But it's good looking stuff. Looks, is that Kramer? Yes, that is definitely a parody of Kramer. Wow. Newsprint pages must separate. Fantastic. Yeah, I really like this. I mean, it's kind of a little bit on the goofy side, but I also very much like how this is done. So, very nice art. He's getting a lot of almost caricaturish expression, but it's working real well. He's not going too crazy with it. Liking the curves. Big girls don't cry. I squish all of you. You always got problems when you got angry giant women. It's just everywhere. These back pages are weird. Like the whole book just feels, I don't know, different. Like I know it's still AC, but man, it really does feel like it's like somebody different behind the wheel. This is a fantastic cover. This is a Gorby cover. This is She-Cat. This is AC Comics Femforce number 103. It's hard to tell that it's still issues of Femforce. It's because it's a mini storyline, but that is a beautiful cover. That might be in my top favorite Femforce covers. We're still in 1997. Yesterday Syndrome Part 3. Confronting all sorts of things from the past, including Hitler. Because you can always find time in history to fight Nazis. No matter where you're going. Future or the past, you can go fight some Nazis. These definitely look like Gorby panels. Is Gorby doing the... Yes, he's doing the art. I've noticed a lot of times in books, he tends to not use panels and just put everything on the same page, and I kind of love that. Some artists do it to a point that it's confusing and you can't really tell what's going on. You can always very easily differentiate where one steps through the next and follow your story, and it feels like it flows very well. These are great examples. Beautiful piles of art in there, just layered in there. Inker did a good job on the space scene too. I'm not losing anything in it. That can happen sometimes when you're doing space, but it looks like they stayed on top of it here. Looks good. A little bit complicated on the eyes right here. We got too many torn, ripped outfits and clothes and leaves and materials and capes and stuff. Just gets a little hard to follow, but it does look very nice. She-Cat reverting to her monstrous state. And there's that kind of overly smiley face that I see in a lot of the modern comics now. It referenced like the artist I was just talking about, whose name I already forgot. Dick Ayers, yeah. Good, but it keeps it in a certain goofy phase. Eric Coyle, I was liking his stuff too, but the styles, it's almost like they're all kind of like, this is him, but this also looks very much similar to a lot of the other artists that are all working on it, like in the facial structure. And I wonder if it's just the inker is like adding that kind of definition to it and making it look really uniform. But it is looking more uniform than it tends to look sometimes, and I appreciate that. I don't mind a little variation, but come on, let's keep it, let's not change it so much from one page to the next that I forget what I'm reading. More She-Cat. Issue 104, Return from the Ashes. Yeah, Iron Jaw is back. Hate that guy. Penciled by Burnin' Brad Gorby. This is still, are we still in 97? Yep, still in 97. Got some nice, quirky, goofy art going on. I'm getting a little lost in the inks here at sometimes. And Vincent Price. Gotta love it when Vincent Price shows up. Good looking stuff. We got arson going on. And where is the return of our villainess? I think she's just wearing smoke, actually. That's kind of weird. I can't put my finger on it. Something about the art seemed like I've seen the same artist working in the 80s, and it's like this art seems to look more 90s, even though it's the same artist. It's funny how it doesn't matter. Just like the total look of comics moves all at once sometimes, it seems. And that's kind of cool if you just look at it from the, like, all these artists back then would draw it and it all looked this way, kind of, and then it would like evolve as it goes along. Once again, big Gorby pages where there's not really, I mean, there is dividers, but they're not real dividers for your panels. And it makes these just like very large pages that just flow as if they're one thought or one feeling or one movement. It's pretty cool. Massive letter pages, which I really need to go through and spend some time reading some of their letter pages. Never been a big fan of reading letter pages, but sometimes I feel like I missed the boat on some of that and I should have. Who is doing this? Guest star artist is Rick Levins, the Count, and Brad Gorby. I was gonna say this did not look. This looks like a guest artist. He's doing him justice. He's just, you know, different. Chicago Report. Great fandom reunion. Oh, 1997. When everybody still loved comics and it was good times. I don't know. I know Marvel went broke around this time. I know the comics industry kind of exploded and changed, but the 90s was the last time comics were really great. So it's always nice to flip through something from the 90s. I'm going to leave it on this cover because I forgot all about this cover and how much I love it. That is a fantastic cover. That's pretty much all I got on these. It was good to flip through them. Like I said, I can't remember if I've had a video on these before. It's been years if I have, and it wouldn't be in any sort of order. So I'm going to probably add this to the playlist. If you want to go back and look at any of the other issues of Femforce, issues 1 through 100, any of the solo stuff, the Femforce Up Close, I will try to get through all of them that I have, and I try to hit them every now and then in books because I don't want anybody out there to forget that they exist. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's my story, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.